Welcome back everyone to Going Medieval. So this time around we are going to explore more defensive ideas, and we are also, I did some reading. I'm gonna pause this real quick. I did some reading and it sounds like wild animals can actually get underneath these fences and kill your animals within the pen. So I'm going to actually build a barn, a proper barn for these animals to exist in. I'm probably just going to use this same footprint here, just because that's obviously going to be the safer option, just to keep them here. And hopefully by doing that, we won't have any issue with any animals getting unfortunately killed. So we're just going to get them walled in right now. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Because I definitely don't want my animals to die, especially after just getting this chicken. I really need this chicken to produce eggs and more chickens. So let's get that taken care of here. All right, hopefully this works out in this little barn here for these guys, but get that taken care of. And then, like I said, get the defensive capabilities of the village built up. So I'm thinking that it's probably going to be best to just do a straight chop of this area here. I know there's young trees and whatnot, but I'm not too worried about that at the moment. I really just need some wood. I'll go through. I won't, like, this one's close enough to where I'm not going to do it, but anything else that's mature, I'm definitely going to cut down, or dead, obviously. Yeah. Then let's do that one. We also need to worry about the wild animals around us currently, because now that I know that foxes can get under, and ferrets and other animals, I'm really going to have to pay attention to what's around here. Because those little suckers can get right in and kill your animals, and obviously you don't want that. Man, we have so much iron around us, it's ridiculous. We should really start getting that going. Salt, more iron, and silver. We have coal here. What a great area. More rocky soil with clay. Brilliant. All right, good. They're getting this started. Perfect. Yeah, I want to also, I'm still going to put up walls. I'm still definitely going to put up walls, but I think it might actually be a good idea that we consider actually going underground. It will, one, make it easier for us to be defensible, and two, it'll afford us the ability to be more comfortable during the summer and winter months. During the winter months, you can keep things warmer because it's better insulated. It's like the highest insulation possible is being underground. And obviously it would be because there's no airflow. And the game doesn't really account for airflow, you know, needing to get airflow out from underground. So there's no worry of carbon monoxide or any other poisoning in that regard. But in the purposes of heat and heat retention, it definitely helps to be underground because the temperature is much more stable. So it's easier for you to either warm it up during the winter months or cool it down during the summer months, because there is actually a point where you can make ice blocks. And although those are going to be primarily used for the kitchen, or not the kitchen, excuse me, but the storage of food, you can use them to cool down, you know, rooms and whatnot, but you wouldn't really necessarily need to when you're underground. It still is going to be much cooler and nicer down there altogether. So almost done with this barn in terms of the walls themselves. As soon as the walls are up, I think I'm going to get rid of the fence here, just because it's not going to be necessary anymore, and it'll give the animals just slightly more space to move around in. But I'm glad that we're getting this up, and I'm glad I read about that, because I would be devastated to lose that chicken right now. It would be really sad. As it pertains to our research, I'm thinking that we should really seriously consider doing defensive structures next. I know we have fermenting at the moment, and in fact, we should really build those stations so we can start getting, things for them to drink. They really need to obviously drink. They're probably desperately thirsty to drink at the moment, I'm sure. In fact, if I click on, let's just click on Henrik and see what he says. He is desperately thirsty. I also need to build them like a little temple for them to pray in, because their moods are going to start getting worse and worse. They're going to start getting annoyed, essentially, at how the things are going because they have no way to pray or drink. they can't get drunk and they can't pray. All right, so this one. Settlers can pass through this door, but enemies and animals cannot, which is exactly what we want. So let's get rid of that and that. And this pen should still stay within the realm of these walls. We should not have any issue with animals escaping. So that being said, let's see. I could get that one. I actually think I'm going to do decorative structures real quick, because this will also give me the ability to make specific temples and churches. Because I think for that, if I go to the rooms here, at least one shrine and wall decoration. So that's how you do it. So you need the wall decorations, and now we have the ability to do that. So let's put up a wall here. Well, not a wall, but let's put up a couple buildings for them to pray. I just don't want to cover any of the rocky soil currently. Let's do this. I have an idea. Make it a little bit long. Now let's pause it real quick so they don't start building here. No, it needs to be one more. What I'm going to do is split this. It's going to be a singular building. It's weird looking, I know, but we'll just keep it separate like that. Let's just get the wall or the floor here. And then just one more here. Oops. There we go. Let's get some doors. Let's get the roof once again. Okay, that doesn't work that way, unfortunately, so we'll have to flip it. Boom. Get that up. What's really neat too is I can just keep adding things. So for instance, let's go to the decorative wall stuff here. So we'll make this one the restitution shrine. So if I look for the Church of Restitution wall hang, I can put one there, put one there, and then I can get the Oak Brethren, put one there, and one there. And then I just need their shrines. So we'll put 2 up for each religion here so that they have enough space for 2 people to pray at once. And we'll get some wall torches up. And that should give them light. That should give them the proper space to pray, and don't even need to now worry about the fact that, like, if you had a shrine where you had both religions in the same spot, they're going to really dislike that. In fact, they're going to be very unhappy about that. And they'll say like, oh, I saw a restitution shrine today and I'm really disappointed. They hate it. So if we keep it separated, even though it's the same, technically same building, they will not complain. And especially with there's no windows, they can't see anything. They're just going to go in, pray, and get out and be done, be good. And they'll be much happier for it. And once we get the fermenting station done, we should be covering all of their attitude modifiers. They don't like their apparel. What are you going to do right now? I mean, I could just go ham and start making a bunch of things for them to do, like building flax fields, for instance. Problem is, I don't have flax seeds, if I'm not mistaken. That's a lie. I do. I have 20. Immediate lie. I have 20 flax seeds. However, I don't have enough people to really take care of both fields at once. I think it's just going to be a safer move, so I'm not overwhelming my workers with too much work, especially given the fact that I think there's only, let's see, harvest. There's only two people, I guess, now, but only really one person that's doing the majority of the harvesting and the growing. So I think it's just a safer play to give it a little bit more time. You could deal with the ugly apparel. It's just -5. It's not gonna be detrimental. Margeria is sweaty. That's nice. But yeah, the biggest things I need to worry about are the deprived of religious activities and desperately thirsty. Right then and there, that is 14 on the mood chart here. So eventually she will lose this initial optimism, which expires in 3 days, and that's really going to take a big hit on the mood. And a lot of people will probably have a big hit on the mood here soon. Yeah, see, his mood is creeping closer and closer to being not too happy. So if I get these two things going, I think we'll be in a much better position. We have plenty of red currants right now. We're going to have to seriously consider the idea of doing red currant shrubs as a farming thing, as opposed to just letting these naturally grow. But right now we have a big patch right here. I think we're okay. Let that keep going now. Got a lot to collect here. Yeah, there's more red currants here, and there's plenty here. And I just realized, holy cow, that is a crap ton of coal here. Was that here the whole time? Maybe I just never saw it. Interesting. We have a pretty good position here. This is actually a fantastic spot. Right. And yes, notice here, the pen has expanded. It is now within this barn. And they are not even bothered by the fact that they have no sunlight whatsoever. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing. Maybe that was a bad thing. Maybe I should provide them with windows, but for now, we're just going to keep it as is. We're not going to worry about it. And if you notice here, look, it cannot be targeted by predators for another 2 hours. So hopefully we'll be, oh, we have to name the chicken. Charlie the chicken. We have to be mindful of that, but I think we're going to be okay having the barn here. One thing I'm worried about, and it's not necessarily a worry because the modifier will go away pretty quickly, but I'm hoping that by constructing the opposite religion than what he is, he's not going to be like, oh my god, I saw this. But I guess we'll see. Kind of just look at myself on the camera. Again, I know I did the one video. It's still kind of new for me here. I just don't want to look too dorky with the fake background removal and blobbing me out of my face here. I have been looking at green screens, by the way. I understand that this isn't necessarily the best method of hiding your background. Unfortunately, this is what I got. But we're working with it. All right, well, I'm gonna give a little bit of time here because there's plenty of things to collect. Obviously, this to build, and then we have to seriously get some walls going here. But I will see you here in just a little bit. Just gonna get some things some things going here. So I'll see you here soon. All right, welcome back, everyone. So what I've done, obviously, I've finished the Church of Restitution Shrine and the Oak Brethren Shrine. You can see here on the map, or the heat map, I guess I should say, for their rooms. Got them both here, so that should give them an increased bonus. So Restitutionists will get a positive mood modifier when spending time here. Oak Brethrens will get more, obviously, in their own shrine room. So we got them taken care of for religion. What I also did was I took the time to dig another level, and I also created a new stockpile type for our fruit juice. So the villagers will take, and they're all idle somehow, so we'll have to pause right now. The villagers will take red currants, bring them to the fermenting station here and make fermenting fruit juice in this case. Excuse me. And then they'll bring it back down here to a temperature controlled environment, which this one is. We are sitting at 32 degrees Fahrenheit down here. So pretty much like being in a refrigerator, essentially. Now, granted, it is still the ground. I need to fix that aspect of it. But what's nice for this, at least, is that this pile will ferment in 2 days and become rough wine. Now, I could forbid them from drinking the rough wine and try to ferment it even further to make fine or aged wine. I'm not going to do that right now, merely because we don't have very much alcohol in the first place, and they need drinks like now, obviously. So we're just going to stick with rough wine. They'll be totally fine drinking it. They'll actually enjoy it. It'll be good. And eventually we'll be making beer, and we'll be making, like I said, fine wine, etc. It'll be good. But for now, we'll just stick with the rough wine. What I need to do now that I'm thinking about it is I need to actually, let me look here where it's at. These shelves. I should really just be making shelves right now. Do I have enough wood? Not really. So I'm just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll do 7 shelves right now. That is 20 wood a piece. So we need 140 wood basically. So let's cut down some trees as well. And all these, oh wow, all these shrubs. Let's just set to harvest. And look at harvesting that as well. But let's get these trees cut. Just want to look for mature only. Which there seems to be a lot around here, which is really nice. This should give us quite a bit of wood. All right. And then I need to start the defensive walls. So the way I have it in my mind right now, and I'm just going to unpause it right now for them to actually start doing stuff. The way I have it in my mind is right now we are obviously on the surface, and we're going to have to stick on the surface, at least for the immediate sense. But I'm thinking that I'm going to want to build underground, and I need to do that methodically. I need to make sure that there are support beams throughout the area so that, you know, the ground doesn't fall down on them and things, you know, don't get destroyed. I don't think they get killed when the ground falls out on them. I think just everything above this on the surface and below just gets destroyed or lost. So what I have in my mind is I'm going to use this area as like a footprint and basically start building underground. And I'm thinking that I need to make a thoroughfare essentially for the area. So probably the best option, I can't remember for the life of me. I think it's a 3x3 grid is about as large, if I'm not mistaken, as you can go underground without any support beams. But I'm going to make a 3 wide hallway for all intents and purposes that'll need support beams every 3 steps or 3 squares, I guess you could say, and start with that, I think. And that'll just be a play it safe type of move. That'll give us the start of our underground sanctuary. And then as we get things settled underground, I'm going to start dismantling these homes. I'm going to obviously build them, you know, a new home underground first before I dismantle their current home, or else they're just going to be sleeping on the ground. They're going to be unhappy from that, etc. I don't want that to happen. So I think we should start with that. Now, where I want to start altogether, I'm thinking I might start like right here. So for instance, okay, we are being raided. We are fighting 4 marauders and 2 archers currently, which means it's a 5-on-6 battle. So let's pause. Let's give ourselves a moment to collect what we're doing here. we are going to draft everyone. And let's get disoriented there. Let's find a sufficient spot for us to kind of, you know, do our defense here. So let's have everyone walk over here. And those marauders are all the way over here. So they're going to have to come down. They will likely go for this first, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe have everyone stand here, actually. In fact, let's get... and the burger can stand there. So if I'm not mistaken, their only access point's going to be here from where they're at right now. So they'll walk down, walk down. Oh, they might actually go around here. Either way, we should still stand there. And then have these three just go a little bit further up. Now we're hoping for no deaths. This is a very scary moment. Okay, they did go this way. So both of them should be able to attack. All right, move back. Just gonna have them focus. We're getting hurt. Okay. You attack him. Or her, or whatever. You guys need to attack that guy. Alright. Put on the charge. Take him on. You guys got this. They're down to 2. Oh, even better. Take that guy out. A lot of people are injured, so... Alright. Woo! It's always a little bit nervous when it's not, you know, an uneven match. Thankfully, we succeeded. The beleaguered settlers came under attack in the summer of 1353. Their ordeal continued for 1 hour and 46 minutes. Mercifully, all settlers survived the raid. 5 sworn enemies died during the fight. Henrik Montgomery was the bravest of the settlers, dealing the most blows to the foe. Margeria Rogers took the most damage from the enemy, thinking only of defending Wild in its hour of need. We get a little victory image there, even though we're not clad in any armor whatsoever. No, 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 no. You don't get to attack again. Get out of here with that. Weapon cannot damage this target. Oh, wait. So this guy... Okay. Yeah, you better start running. Get out of here. Get out of here, Burn Stan. And tell your friends to never show up, too. Oh. Are they gonna get the arrow off? Oh! That's gotta hurt. You are dead, buddy. Go after him. I'm just gonna take care of this right now. Alright, let's not chase. Undraft yourselves here. Alright, everyone. Henrik is essentially your only hope. Let's see. Get that all good. Perfect. Then we wanted to get that done. And then these guys will eventually be burning on this pyre. Margeria is waiting for medical treatment. Henry is also going to tend wounds, even though he is currently injured. We have 3 people that can tend. Here's to hoping that this actually pans out. We will be okay. So what I was originally going on was the digging of our tunnel. So if we look at the underground here, right now we have the ability to tunnel through here, obviously. You don't really want to do that. I think it's kind of offset, isn't it? I can't tunnel here anyway. So I think what I would do, and I'm just gonna kind of do a layout here. So I would tunnel here, but then do this as my tunnel essentially, and have just this tunnel going straight down. And that way this gives us our first hallway. Now I wouldn't actually do this all at once. I wouldn't just have it, you know, keep going, because I need to be safe and put my support beams every 3. Again, I think 3 is the correct amount, but I could start this dig here and then do my 3 and get that going. And then eventually this will all snake out again with support beams everywhere, but it'll all snake out and have basically just a giant underground village. And that way, when raiders do come, they only come on the surface. I've never personally ever seen raiders appear underground before, so we could work with it that way. In terms of the animals, I think they can be underground. I'm pretty sure they can. I can't imagine why they wouldn't be able to be. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't be able to be, I guess. So we could eventually bring them underground as well. That would also protect them from predators and make it a lot easier to corral them and keep them within the same area. But yeah, I think that's actually a good idea. Oh, I forgot to do this. Let's do until you have... They had 15. I think that should work. Oh. Let's set that to 15 as well, even though it's over the limit. But yeah, I think that's actually a good idea to get that going, and then we can just essentially start considering how we want to lay out the whole place essentially. So what I'm thinking is, again, I'm going to go underground here and just kind of do a faux dig. So what I would do, let's get the tunnel first here. So I would have something like that, and then I would have it, you know, going off this way and going off this way. And then if essentially like maybe this side of the area will be residential, this side will be your, for lack of a better term, commercial crafting, whatever you want to call it. So things can be segregated and separated, and then maybe, you know, have a larger tunnel going out, and then having, you know, Church of Restitution, Oak Brethren Temple, or, you know, stuff like that. Basically segregating the areas so that they have purpose and meaning behind it. I think that's a good, honest start, to tell you the truth. I think that's where we need to start at. And I think I'll leave this to dig as is right here, and then start the support beam here. And then on the, like, this will be good there. And then on the third one, I'll do support beam here. So this will be like 1, and then 1, 2, 3 support beam on the third. I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing too many. So if I'm doing too many, that's whatever. It'll just be more support. Works for me, at least. Works for them too. They won't lose their stuff. So I think that would be a good start for that, for sure. So unpause that, and let's give it some time here, and I will see you guys here in just a little bit when I get things a little bit more situated. So see you soon. All right, everyone, welcome back. So as you can see here, I've started the process of building defensive structures. So what I've decided to do is kind of use the natural landscape. And I just realized I missed this. So I need to use the natural landscape that I've been given to basically encapsulate any entrances that exist via the natural generation of the land itself when the map was made. So what I'm looking at is a means to basically enclose my village without having to build like a giant set of walls, which unfortunately it has to happen over here. I don't know how honestly the water works. This is the first time I'm playing with water in the game. I'm not sure if a villager can, or raider, excuse me, can traverse this easily or not. I really don't know. So I'm just going to assume that they can. So I'm trying to, like I said, close off sections that will allow them to basically walk around the wall. So for instance, down here, I've closed this area off. I enclosed that and enclosed that. So there still is a means for them to get in. Right now, I don't have iron, so I can't make the iron doors, but I can at least, you know, put doors here so it forces them to think, okay, well, I got to go through this direction. Now, I do need to build a wall here, which I might as well just do that. But they being my villagers, should be able to still traverse this area. I believe I've caught everything. Now I know I can just, like what I did right here. It's gone now, but there was a hill here that I could do. For instance, I dug it away. But I'm trying to keep as much as I can, to be honest. Just as a means to give the raiders a bunch of paths to get in so that I can kind of mix it up, I guess. I really don't know exactly what the chances are of them coming from every direction is, but I'm blocking things off where I can, but we'll see how that pans out. But my ultimate goal is to basically have the walls and then just start digging underground and building my underground city for all intents and purposes. Looks like we have research available to us. I think I'm going to hold on to it for now, see if there's anything else I might want to do later. I've started the process of digging, as I mentioned, and so far it looks like this is still sufficient with the size here. I'm still going to add that one so I just feel more comfortable with the tunnel being built. But I also have a lot of trees that are due to be cut, so I'm hoping that by the time the next raid comes around, all these will be set. And just so you're, I guess if you're curious, what I'm doing here is I'm doubling up the walls so that I can have my villagers walk up the ladder here and shoot down at them. Oh, okay. You sighted a pale, halting figure near the perimeter of Wild. As he approached, it became clear that Ada had been bleeding from a deep gash and needed to rest. It was for honor, Ada gasped. Would you grant him respite? I think it's a pretty good idea. Look at that medicine. Oh my, 22. Yeah, welcome, bud. All right, so let's pause here real quick. We need to immediately build a bedroom for him or something. Let's see what happens when we go down here. Okay, nope. We might have to do a shared chamber for now. The burga, I'm sorry. It's just, it is what it is for the moment, since we have so much being constructed right now. It's not going to be helpful if we try to add another thing. Can I make this a priority? I guess I'll have to... Skill level not met. Okay. Henry. There we go. We'll prioritize this bed for Alda. That way we can build him a house eventually and get that rolling for him. But for now, the Burga and Ada will share a chamber, unfortunately. But I don't think the Burga's gonna matter. Like, she's not gonna be too mad, right? What's her mood right now? It's only +2. That's not bad. Everyone is still desperately thirsty, unfortunately. Still got 20 hours left on that to ferment, so we'll see how that pans out. Ooh, and you know what? He's also a marksman and he's got a crossbow. That is epic. Definitely epic. Let's get his job situated here. So we know we want him to be a patient. We want him to definitely tend. We want him to definitely convalesce. Leave that as is. We'll put 2 on hunting. Do that. Just keep that at 0. All right, we'll put it at 5 just in case. Let's see. We'll do that as 3. I think that works. Oh. Oops. That's fine anyway, yeah. Okay. Let's keep that as is. He's pretty severely injured. What are you doing, dude? Coming? Alright. I did do a wide swath of cutting, by the way. I mean, again, I need so much wood that I decided that it made the most sense to just grab it all if I can. And just start hauling everything over. I mean, we're so sore on wood right now that it makes the most sense. I mean, eventually we'll start digging through and getting more limestone and start doing limestone buildings, etc. But for now, wood is our friend. It's our major renewable resource. It's what we got. So, not sure what Utta's doing. You ate raw food for some unknown, ridiculous reason. You're deciding to go cut. I get that you don't have a bed currently, but you should not be trying to cut at the moment. This is almost done. We will call this his bed right there. Boom. All right, dude. Where are you? No. Cancel your action. Go convalesce, please. Thank you. I mean, you're still bleeding, it looks like. Yeah, you are in some deep, deep trouble, man. Why would you think that cutting was the right idea? I get no beds, but yeesh. Very dedicated to helping this village, man. How old are you even? What are your stats? What are you? So you are stout, which means you also have an increased appetite. You're infirm. That's not good. But you are a green thumb. Okay. I guess that's good. Great. All right. And Margeria is immediately tending his wounds, which is exactly what we needed. We needed this to happen. All right, Ada, you will be in good hands here shortly. I do need to make an infirmary. Maybe not so much right now, but it is most certainly helpful to have an infirmary so that you can take care of your infirm patients. And perfect. And they heal a lot faster too. In fact, if you want to see here, settlers heal faster in this room and tending has a higher chance of success, which is exactly what you want. And it's not too difficult. I mean, it's really early on for research, but it is 45 research. And all it is just the bed. Basically make the bed, and then I think that's it. You just have the beds in the room. Oh, and medicine shelves. Excuse me. You need medicine shelves. So that's all that's done. I don't know if anyone else noticed, by the way, but I am getting more sheep here. Or goats, excuse me. So I have 2 new goats overall. This one was the most recent born, Libby. But, yeah. We're making eggs. I'm hoping that we'll find another chicken, a male chicken, and we could start getting more chickens, but we have to talk to merchants when they come in. But yeah, I think we're making good progress here. I mean, this defensive structure is already almost done, which is good. Of course, then you fail your construction, which isn't good, but you know, Henry, I forgive you. You've been constructing a lot. But let's take a look and see. Just make sure we haven't missed anything on that front. I'm not seeing any spots that we might have missed. I'm trying to think if this is the only in and out, is there a way down and up subsequently? Yes, you would have to go all the way around. Which that's fine. I don't think I need a second door there. The other thing too about having these walls so far out and you know, enclosing our area here is that when raiders do come with trebuchets, and they will come with trebuchets, trebuchets are going to go after the walls that impede their path first. And if I keep everything away from the village here, and again, I know I'm going underground, but let's just assume that this stuff is still here. They're not going to damage these structures until they're able to get in. So they'll choose one of the structures, I guess, probably closest to them that they can destroy to get in. So it's another reason why I wanted to have these things so far out, so that we can give ourselves the time. Because once they're done with that, I don't think they often move the trebuchets closer, but I could be wrong there. But they do have limited ammo, so there's that too. All right, how are we doing? Yeah, I don't think these are going to be built, the two cross beams here, for quite some time. You can tell we have lots of wood sitting here. I'm thinking probably when it comes to the underground area, I'm going to do the residential side first. That way I can have them protected underground and, you know, good to go. And I can even make it to where I have extra rooms for future settlers, which will be super nice, because then I won't have to do what I did with Ada here and, you know, invade the Berga space. But I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Let's see how much we can get completed in that time, and I'll see you then. All right, guys, welcome back. So I did a little bit of a change over on this side here. As you can tell, I removed the giant like wall here and instead moved it over here where there's a bit more of a natural boundary line that I could use instead. This also makes it easier for us to be standing on the edge here and shooting down at this area should they come from this direction. It also gives us a little bit of extra room to use as well. Another thing that I also did was a merchant came in and there was another dog and another chicken, both male, which we needed badly. The merchant's actually still here, if you can see her there. But it was a male dog, male chicken, and we have a female dog and a female chicken currently. So it worked brilliantly that merchant showed up. So now we have the ability to get more dogs and finally more chickens, which will be hugely beneficial for us. But eventually we're going to have to probably expand this space, or maybe once we build underground, just make individuals, you know, spaces for the animals and whatnot. But we'll see how that works. As you can tell, I have it on fast forward at the moment just because I'm letting time continue, as I have a lot of hauling and building to do. And it's, if you're at this pace at speed 1, it goes really slow. So that's where we're at there. Basically at this point, it's a matter of just getting these defenses up before I really move on to the next phase. So I think what I'm going to do is probably let that run offline. And then, yeah, I think we'll meet up again in the next video when we start tackling the underground construction, essentially. But for now, I think it's a good place to stop. Just gonna pause there. And yeah, again, guys, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate you guys tuning in. Obviously, if you liked the video, give me a subscribe. Always would be helpful. If you give me a like as well, that would also be super helpful. And let me know in the comments what you think I should do and what do you guys think about the idea of building underground and making an underground city. I think it'd be really cool, but I'd love to hear what you guys have to say as well. Anyway, thanks again for watching. I will see you guys on the next one. Take care.